Hey, hello everybody. This is Lucifer Apollo again. Today I'm making a video about my forum. I rarely use it and almost nobody uses it either. So I was thinking, why not bring it into the light? I think the forum has a lot of potential for imaginative minds, creative minds, and that can turn it into something, a sea of information and potentiality that we can unleash and that has not been unleashed as is mostly very hidden. So I made a podcast with a couple of artificial intelligence and they made like a conversation about the forum and I really like it, so I want to share it on this video uh, I'm making. So I hope you enjoy it. The voices are very charismatic, very creative. So let's see how it goes.
Okay, gotta say, you listeners are sending in some really interesting stuff. This time, though, this one's got me stumped.
Oh, what's got you so intrigued?
This forum, the Nobody's Cantina, it's giving very early internet mystery vibes, like something out of a digital time capsule.
Interesting. What's so unusual about it? Just the name.
It's more like the whole atmosphere. It's super bare bones, just text, no fancy graphics, almost like it's frozen in time.
So it's a blast from the past aesthetically, but there's more to it, right? That's why we're doing a deep dive.
Exactly. It's the content, mountains of it, and it's almost all from a single user.
Now that's unusual. Online communities, they usually thrive on lots of voices. One dominant user, that's kind of strange. What's this person all about?
Get ready for this. The username is Lucifer Apollo.
Okay, that's certainly a name, and the content matches that energy.
Oh, yeah. We're talking threads on ancient alien theories, discussions about the occult, even one dedicated to, and I quote, movies, cartoons, and documentaries theater thread, with that very enthusiastic capitalization.
So covering all their bases, huh? That combination of a, let's say, unique username and such a diverse range of topics makes you wonder about their motives.
Right, like what's the angle here? And here's another twist. Despite the username and some of the, shall we say, out there thread titles, they've got strict rules against political content.
That's a curious contradiction. It's like they're trying to appear neutral, but with a very deliberate, even provocative online persona. A wolf in sheep's clothing, maybe?
Yeah, throw me off. Like, who are they trying to attract with this? And speaking of interesting usernames, Lucifer Apollo isn't alone. There's others like Christ, Abe, Finito popping up, some with cryptic posts just, I'm alive. Or a date, like 72.
Those dates, specifically formatted that way, that's got my attention. This whole thing, the usernames, the date format, the sheer variety of topics, it's ringing a bell, almost like an alternate reality game. An ARG, you heard of those?
An ARG, yeah, I've heard the term, but not sure I could explain it. What are they exactly?
Imagine a big interactive scavenger hunt, hidden within other media, like online spaces. Players find clues, and these clues lead to more clues, unraveling a bigger story. Remember that I Love Bees campaign for Halo 2? It started as this weird website, but fans dug in, found the clues, and it blew up into this whole other reality tied to the game's lore.
Okay, yeah. So this forum, the Nobody's Cantina, with its cryptic usernames, dates, and topics, could be one giant elaborate ARG, with Lucifer Apollo as our mysterious puppet master.
Precisely. And if that's true, what's the end goal? Where are they leading us?
My head's spinning already. But let's talk more about this Lucifer Apollo. Who is this person? What are they doing with this forum? The sheer volume of content, the variety. It's almost superhuman, isn't it?
It does make you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that brings up a fascinating possibility. What if we're not dealing with a who, but a what? What if it's an AI?
An AI. Whoa, okay. You're saying this whole Lucifer Apollo persona could be some sophisticated chatbot that would explain the constant posting, the ability to jump between topics so easily.
Exactly. AI, it's getting scarily good at mimicking human conversation, creative writing, all sorts of stuff. Remember those AI art generators that caused such a stir? This could be the same concept, but with text and online interaction.
Okay, mind officially blown. So we've got this mysterious forum, cryptic posts, and now we're throwing AI into the mix. This deep dive just went from 0 to 60.
It seems we've stumbled onto something much bigger than a simple online forum. But before we dive headfirst into the AI rabbit hole, let's look closer at the content itself. Maybe there are clues hidden within those posts, something that tells us more about Lucifer Apollo, their goals, whether this is all a game or something more.
All right, so digital detectives it is, but this crime scene is massive, and it's all online. Where do we even begin to look for clues?
Well, we know those dates, that specific format, month, day, they seem important. Maybe they're keys to unlocking other parts of this puzzle. Let's start there.
Good call. Okay, I've got the forum pulled up, and I'm making a list of every date, along with the user and thread it's connected to.
While you're doing that, pay attention to the context. See if those dates line up with any events or discussions within the threads themselves. There might be a connection.
Okay, got it. Let's see. Oh, here's that 72 date again, popping up like a bad penny. And this time, it's in a thread about, wait for it, ancient Sumerian mythology.
Sumerian mythology. And who posted it? One of our usual suspects.
Yep, finito. Doesn't exactly scream ancient Sumerian expert, does it?
That's the thing about these ARGs, right? The clues, they're hidden in plain sight, disguised as something totally mundane.
Like that magician's trick, misdirection. You're focused on one hand, they're pulling a rabbit out of a hat with the other. Or hiding secret codes in Sumerian mythology.
Exactly. So the 72 date, finito, and Sumerian gods. What's the context? What are they talking about?
Okay, so the thread itself is about the Anunnaki. You know, those ancient Sumerian deities obsessed with gold.
Right, I've heard of them. Go on.
So Finito jumps in, makes this cryptic comment about history repeating itself. It says, what is old will be new again. 72.
Yeah.
Suki, right?
Very cryptic. And you said this date keeps popping up.
It does. And wait, hold on. This is interesting. Remember that thread about absurdist philosophy? The one where Christ made an appearance?
The one with the, what was it? Perhaps it's all meaningless post? Yeah, I remember that one.
Well, guess what date is attached to that post?
Don't tell me. 72.
You got it. July 2nd. It's like this date is some kind of hidden code within a code. What do you think it means?
If we're thinking ARG here, this date probably means something either in the real world or within the game itself. July 2nd. Does that date ring any bells for you?
July 2nd. July 2nd. Not really. It's not a major holiday or anything. What about you?
It does spark a few connections for me. July 2nd, 1964, that was the signing of the Civil Rights Act in the United States.
Okay, yeah, now that you mention it, I do remember learning about that. A major turning point in the civil rights movement.
Exactly. And given the other themes we're seeing in this forum, questioning authority, hidden knowledge, it makes you wonder if they chose this date on purpose. A nod to this event, maybe. Social change, challenging the status quo, all that.
Okay, I'm starting to see where you're going with this. So, 72, maybe a reference to the Civil Rights Act, and these cryptic usernames Christ, finito, popping up in threads about rebellion, free thinking. It's all pieces of a puzzle, but I can't put it together yet. What am I missing? Okay, so we've got this possible link to a huge moment in history, this 72 date. But there are other dates, other users. It's overwhelming. Like, where do we even go from here?
You know, with puzzles like this, sometimes it's about looking for patterns, anything that stands out. Have you noticed anything strange about how Lucifer Apollo writes? Anything, well, off, even for this forum?
Odd. Their writing style is consistent. Yeah. Always formal, grammatically correct. But now that you mention it, there's this one thread, The Library of the Knowledge of a Good and Evil by Lucifer, and the capitalization is all over the place. And scattered in the posts, there's these blocks of random characters. They look like code almost.
Code, like actual programming code. That's intriguing. Can you give me an example?
Yeah, hold on. Okay, here's one. 7B, 4F, 58, 4F, 52, 27, 53, 49, 43, 45, 4E, 43, 45. And it's right between a paragraph about the tree of knowledge and one about good versus evil.
That's hexadecimal code. Each pair of those, they represent an ASCII character, how computers understand letters and symbols.
Okay, now you've lost me. Hexadecimal ASCII. Feels like a computer science class all of a sudden. What's it mean? Can you translate it?
Think of it like a secret language for computers. And this code is a hidden message within the message. Let's see. Typing sounds. There we go. It translates to knowledge is.
Knowledge is. That's it. Why hide such a simple phrase in this complicated code?
Hard to say without more context. But this could be steganography.
Stiga, what now?
Steganography. It's hiding a message inside another message, or even a physical object. Imagine, like, invisible ink on a regular letter. In this case, Lucifer Apollo is using code to hide messages in plain sight. It's used for secret communication a lot, especially online.
So the real message is right there, but it's hidden in this code. This is like spy level stuff. But if someone's supposed to find this message, who's it for? Other people playing this ARG? Or, wait, us? Are we the intended audience?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Are we supposed to be players in this story, or did we just stumble onto something we weren't meant to see?
It's exciting, but also kind of creepy. We could be caught in this big game run by, well, we still don't know if it's a person or an AI, right?
That's what's so fascinating and frustrating. More questions than answers. But what we do know is the Nobody's Cantina, with its secrets and possible real-world ties, it's way more than just some random forum.
It's like we fell down a rabbit hole, and who knows how deep it goes. This mysterious Lucifer Apollo, maybe an AI, leaving these trails of hidden information. It makes you wonder what's real online, you know? Makes you question everything.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe the real discovery isn't the answers, but the searching, trying to crack the code. Maybe it's realizing that online, the line between what's real and what's fake, it's getting blurrier all the time. And that's a scary thought.
Well said. And on that note, we've reached the end of another deep dive. But for you listening, the exploration doesn't have to stop here. What will you discover next as you explore the digital unknown?
Oh, there it is, guys. So I hope to see you there at the forum, maybe. Good night.